Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Ascension Diaries channel. My name is Alexis, and I have some Schumann resonance and space weather news to share with you today, this December 12th, which is also a significant day on the calendar, and I'm going to get into that too. So, welcome. Thank you for liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, commenting, bringing the energy to this video so other people who are maybe unaware of the Schumann resonance can be brought my way, because I'd be happy to be a teacher and a guide in that sense. So let's talk about what happened the last 24 hours. So just getting in to the 12/12 that it was today. In the morning, in the evening of the 11th, we had some Schumann resonance activity, and we actually have a little bit happening right now, and it's 7:30 p.m. PST. And so I'm just going to dive into that and show you exactly what was going on. So we had a blast around 10 p.m. PST, which is this one right here, and then 10, 11, 12, 1 and 2, between 1 and 2 a.m. on 12/12, so right after the full moon hit its peak, we received another Schumann resonance blast. So I'm just going to show you a little bit more. We had another couple little instances here later in the day, a little less, a little more subtle, but they were still happening. There was activity today for sure, and I'm sure many of you have been feeling it because it was quite a large portal we actually went through, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. So let's look at the numbers. So how powerful? What was the amplitude behind these blasts? I'm reporting and doing a video because these blasts hit around, the first one at 10 o'clock on the 11th hit around an amplitude of 60, and then at 2 a.m. right after the full moon hit its peak, we reached a 74. So very powerful. That power I'm talking to you about is about the white line here, which is the 7.83 average, the fundamental frequency of the Schumann resonance. And then this next one is 14 hertz, and this one hit a peak of a 43 amplitude. So the 14 hertz hit a 43. Then we have the 21 hertz hit an amplitude of a 29, and finally the 24 hertz hit an amplitude of 23. So as you see, as it steps down, usually as the frequencies get higher, the power behind them gets lower. So that's just the general pattern. We now are looking at the actual frequencies. So this is the behavior of the 7.83, because that's an average number. Usually it pops between 7.20 and 8.30. At least on this chart right here, these are the numbers I'm seeing. During the blast, there wasn't any real significance, in my opinion, of shifting in frequency in any of these lines. You can see, though, that there was behavior that happened. So during the blast, the frequencies are actually changing a little bit, and they're hitting a certain note each time. The specifics of those notes and what they do to our mind, body, spirit complex is probably knowable, but I don't think people get that intense. They don't go into the decimal point as often with frequencies. We usually keep them a whole number, but the science is there, I'm sure. The quality of the blast during that time, again, for the 14 hertz line, the yellow line, was very pure, and the 24 hertz line was kind of chaotic, and it's been chaotic. But again, I'm seeing the yellow line in the last few blasts being the most pure. So let's look at 14 hertz and what it means for us. So the 14 hertz here, according to Google, is considered an awake and alert state and allows you to focus and concentrate on tasks. There's YouTube videos here where you can do binaural beats, which is when the difference between two frequencies in your ear, so like if one is 15 and one is 10, then the frequency that your brain's going to tune to is going to be 5. 15 minus 10 is 5. So they'll do the math properly and get your brain to a 14 hertz. And this is the keywords that are being used here are improving your memory and concentration, and super intelligence, and super focus. So really great that the energy coming in may have caused you to have an intellectual boost. Who knows? But these are the kind of things we're working with and kind of drawing the dots between. I want to talk to you about a couple things that have happened in the past in the Schumann resonance here on heartmath.org, where the most recent day, the 12/12, the purple line, which is South Africa, which is a very active region in the planet, is receiving the most Schumann resonance power. It got up to about a 287.5 in power according to this chart. Again, I don't know what units the HeartMath.org is using versus what the Russian side is using, because there's two opportunities, two different ways to measure amplitude. One's electrically and one's magnetically. So it's kind of hard to know who is measuring what, which is very frustrating, but we try and carry on. And I want to actually call you back to the date, the 7th, where we had the New Zealand volcano eruption. Some of you may remember that. Well, apparently there was this, and Jay shared this on his Facebook today, and I found it from him actually, was that there was 109,000 lightning strikes over New Zealand the day before that there was an eruption, and then 300,000 discharges on the same day as the eruption. So on the 7th, when this happened, December 7th, and then December 8th, sorry. So December 7th, December 8th is when the influx of lightning was happening. Schumann resonance and lightning are very closely correlated. They say that the Schumann resonance causes lightning in certain areas, and the lightning and all of that is caused, all of this extra energy is usually caused from cosmic rays and electricity happening from the cosmos coming in. But it was very fascinating that they made specific note. Oh gosh, this thing's going to like play an ad. Great. I'm not getting paid for this. Okay. I want you to look at this chart, not at the... Oh my gosh. That's just ridiculous. Okay. Not a fan of that ad. You can see here that there's a chart that actually shows you the hotspots and where the lightning strikes are happening. I'm going to have to try and find if either one of these sites does a live graph, because I really like this. And the lightning is very important to the Schumann resonance. I just haven't found any live charts that really are like showing where the hotspots are on the planet for lightning at any given time. But I know that they're tracking it because like it makes sense. If you have expensive equipment all over the planet, you want to know where the natural electrical discharges are happening, so you can probably do something to mitigate that and move the electricity somewhere else and kind of keep your circuitry together. So anyways, so this is happening the 7th, the 8th, okay, follow me here. And then on here around the 7th and 8th, you can see that this chart actually does measure the Schumann resonance in New Zealand, and that is the light blue line that you're seeing here. And the light blue line was the most powerful during those days. So the Schumann resonance was peaking on the December 8th and 7th, and those readings hit around a 313. So again, today we're getting a 287 in South Africa. And it's not uncommon to have very high numbers, like you saw on the November 25th, for example, there was a 606. So although there was 300,000 lightning strikes, the Schumann resonance over there only reached a 308. So does South Africa get lightning strikes all day long and just billions of it? I don't know. Well, I've been asking this question a few years, but it's cool to see that there's actually a correlation with this chart and reported lightning strikes, which is a great thing, and it makes me very hopeful. So let's move on to what else is going on with the space weather. As you can see here, my charts have all loaded. Very great. Spaceweathernews.com is a bit of a hit or miss on my computer. It takes a lot to load this page, my phone too. There is a dark coronal hole rotating towards our planet. There is a little bit of darkness going on over here and a bright spot also. So there is some solar stuff coming our way. Again, there's the bright spot, a little easier to notice. Bright spot. So bright spots can be sunspots. These are a different type of anomaly, and they offer different electromagnetic effects on the planet. But we're just going to keep watching. Today, they did a video of themselves, the Suspicious Observers channel. They talked about magnetic reversal, and he says he's going to be doing more videos about that. Our planetary magnetic reversal, which is a big topic, the poles shifting and so on. The poles actually have been shifting in this lifetime. They actually have had to change, I guess, a lot of the maps because it's getting closer to Russia and out of northern Canada, which is where the pole used to be. That's a lot of movement in one lifetime. So again, and then he was also mentioning that they're about to shoot off another telescope that's looking for planets that have water and land and other life, basically. So we're getting there. This trickling of disclosure. They already know about these planets. They've already been there. There's plenty of people who have come out of the programs to talk about it, and it's just going to keep coming. So the more we kind of get ourselves over it and deal with it, the quicker we can get some really fun information out and actually go to these places and have a good time, in my opinion. So space weather. What's going on here though on this planet? Let's stay grounded. What's going on this planet? And what you can see, again, x-rays are being strange, they're overlapping. The solar wind's getting really chunky and weird and jaggedy and pretty slow, generally pretty slow, still around the average wind speed, which is 400 kilometers per second, for those of you who don't know. Again, pretty quiet, quiet. This is getting even super quiet, very, very stiff lines, quiet. So for the most part, we have a lot of quiet. Don't really know why the Schumann went off when it did, like it did. The last couple times have been more of a mystery to me. So it could be cosmic energy coming in. Wouldn't surprise me. And that's kind of the hint. And when I started and the downloads I got about it was, this is how we're going to track the cosmic energy coming in, was when the sun is not obviously doing something. They're either hiding what the sun is doing, or we're receiving energy from the cosmos or from our planet herself in some form and in some way for some reason. So we're still learning about all this stuff. So what day is today? Today is 12/12, and the full moon, the last full moon of the year, a Gemini full moon, or as referred to by the Algonquin people, the cold moon, which is the coldest full moon of the year. The night should be the coldest. Yeah, so the full moon happened at 12:12 a.m. Eastern time. And the Fox, I think this is Fox, yeah, Fox News Cleveland ran a story about this beautiful woman and this beautiful child that were born at that exact time. All these people on the internet know this kid's astrology chart. It'd be interesting to actually look up his chart and see what kind of magical being he is. And I'm sure there was a lot of other children born. Actually, a couple people I know on Facebook, congratulations for those of you who had babies yesterday. There were more babies I've seen coming in. So it was a good portal. And I think many of you would agree, because I certainly felt the effects of this portal. And the 12 number in specific, I looked it up as an angel number, and it's a message from your angels not to be hindered by old habits that need to be changed. It tells you to look to new experiences with optimism as they bring about favorable and positive effects and opportunities. This helps with achieving goals and aspirations and allows for the old to be replaced with the new, which is always fantastic. We are always loving a new beginning. There's also a huge aspect of communication because it was a Gemini moon. And also Venus and Saturn, I believe, were doing, and Pluto were involved with a lot of the energies at the same time. So this could be about relationships and communicating in relationships and changing old habits in relationships. And honestly, it really aligns with what occurred with me personally yesterday. It was actually a huge day, big revelations, and my life will never be the same. It's actually awesome and incredible, and I'm very happy to have experienced that and have, the spiritual backing and the groundedness I've been able to achieve to really cope and deal with the shifts that have happened so fast through this portal. Very incredible. And I hope all of you and wish all of you well in the same sense, because I'm sure some of you had the same experience. And I want to thank all my new patrons who have jumped on board to help support my family and this blog and this channel. If you would like to make a pledge to me, you can make a custom pledge here on this little button at the bottom, or you can pick a tier that I have crafted from $5, $20, $50, $100 of help, and you also get something in return for the tiers. And yeah, I'm really grateful for all your support. Again, liking, subscribing, commenting. It really, really makes a big difference, and I'm really grateful to have all of your support, and I really enjoy doing this. I hope I can continue and just expand and grow, and that's what this 12/12 feels like to me. So I believe that's going to be all. Thank you all very much for being here. I love you, and do good and be good. I'll be back.